Hey guys, what's going on? Dijon here. I am back with another achievement run. Yes, another achievement run after, a month and a half of hiatus on it? My apology, guys, but I promise this one will be pretty good. Today's achievement is the Lion That Roared. And a massive thank you to Burrito, who sat in Discord with me for a while, helping me figure out the strategy. So in the north, you're going to want to pull back off the first two mountain tiles. And for the east, you're actually going to pull back fully off the plain tiles. And your main objective is to hold those mountains. For my first focus, I take the second Italo-Ethiopian war, and I start researching guns right away. And I trade away that one civ you got right away for steel with France. I did make one small mistake here by taking the wrong general. Take the Desert Fox. Every single hour counts at the start of the game, and it gets easier as it goes on. You'll see what I mean later. But what you're going to want to do is start retreating your troops into the mountain tiles right away, right at the start. The Italians never stop attacking, so make sure you have units to cycle in, especially in the north. And now you'll see, when my focus is done, I instantly go down the path of communism. Yes, my friends, that is the answer to it, communism. That will bring you guns and men, and that's how you beat the Italians. So here's an example of how I kept cycling my troops in. I would take maybe 2 or 3 of whatever unit recovered enough organization, and I would switch them in for whoever had either low supply or was getting broken by the Italians, and this is known as cycling. So I cycled my units back in when they had enough organization, and it actually was enough where I never got broken. You start with the decision that lets you get +1 infrastructure in every state. I highly recommend taking that. So here I'm going to show you how I cycled also in the east. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a guy in the middle tile, in the mountain tile, that's always going to be extra because they don't attack that one very much. That is always ready to cycle down. As long as you have your timings right and read how long your divisions take to arrive, you should never lose it. Keep following the right side communist path all the way down till you get the guns. I also took the army XP guy, first chance I got. As the war goes on, you'll get different bonuses. Here I got 150 PP, and I used that directly on the infantry advisor because the extra bonus stats were needed. After this focus goes off, you're actually going to want to hold your focus for a few days. That's just because you need enough Communist Party support, and that just ticks up over the few days you hold focus. And you'll notice the general you have everybody assigned to levels up incredibly quick. Just make sure you don't take any traits because they level up quicker without any traits selected. Fun fact. I took Professional Officer Corps right off the start. It's really good for getting that extra command power and army XP you need. So here, I almost actually lost the east, but what I did is I put the 2 guys who were still in that tile, about to get pushed out, into a separate general, and when I had them under that general, I actually used the Last Stand command. And what that did was that did it for a really cheap cost for me, and that way the units could hold that tile until I could get reinforcements in. And here you can see I was just barely able to cycle new units in, but that was thanks to the Last Stand command. And once everything's safe again, you can just put everybody right back in the same general. And what I do is I promote my general into a field marshal, and I put him in the field marshal position and put in a general that I actually was supposed to use as my main general off the start as my new general. And when following down the right side path, you get this decision, which is the coup to flip your country into the communist path. And the really cool thing is if you take the top one, it actually gives you units. And with your new Red Guard and Black Lion divisions, make sure you spread them out equally onto your front lines, and they should be enough to actually hold without having to cycle all too much anymore. Go for Soviet aid, but what you want to make sure you don't do is go down too far where the Soviets mediate the peace deal for you. One of the major conditions to get this achievement is that you have to get the peace deal on your own. So just stop after you get the guns. Trust me on that one. I got incredibly lucky and the Kingdom Assa never submitted to Italy. I'm not sure why that happened. I was in Iron Man mode and historical focus, so yeah, I got lucky. Also, speaking of luck, this is when I realized that my good field marshal that had adaptable just got purged. So about after 6 months of cycling your troops in and out, you're going to be on the right side of the focus tree where you're going to be able to take Soviet rifles. This focus gives you 10,000 rifles and allows you to fully equip all your units, and fully equipped units defend much better. I took the Minister of the Interior that gives you the minus 20% resource bonus and the plus 10% supply range. Once my research finished, I went ahead and upgraded my gun line, and I researched whatever because you won't actually need to research anything more because you'll have the achievement. By this stage, the Italians shouldn't be able to cycle you out, and then you should be getting the Soviet guns, and a lot of these will be used to push actually the Italians out. These should be your last focuses, renewed offensive, and then you can either take the focus to get attack bonuses in the north or east. I took the bonuses in the north, but I found it was actually easier to push in the east. So now with all my offensive bonuses, what I was doing is I was constantly attacking the Italians until I was about half organization, pausing, getting them to attack me, and then as soon as they were finished their attack cycle, I would re-attack them, and that was about enough to usually push them off the tile. And after cycling them for a little bit, I was finally able to grab some tiles, but you'll see here they were able to take them back in the north, so I just decided to put my focus into the east. And after my general was finally grinded up, I promoted him to field marshal, gave him the adaptable, gave him infantry expert, gave him logistics, gave him reinforcement rank, gave him everything. And that's one of the major pieces of the puzzle that's going to help you defend. I took the Minister of Finances second. That gives you a 10% factory output. I did lose the northern tile because I didn't let my guys org up enough. This focus is a major bonus I recommend you take. And I ended up switching my infantry and mountaineers both into 10 width. And after not being able to push the north for a little bit, I looked to the east, and I was able to push their divisions quite a bit easier. And if you take this focus, I highly recommend going with the top option. And this focus gets rid of the debuff cost on your army doctrine XP. And as time kept going on by, I just kept cycling the Italian units, especially the ones that were in low supply zones. Now I took this guy for my army command. And with the raise of the ranks finally done, I took Grand Battle Plan. I'm just slowly pushing more and more tiles wherever I can get the advantage. And funny enough, at one point I was actually making positive guns. I was playing this pretty safe, so I didn't get the final push until October 37, but as you can see here, once I started the push, they couldn't stop me. And I believe because I stalled them out for so long and I was able to push into one of their core tiles, they gave me a peace deal. If you made it this far, congratulations. Go ahead and hit the top option, and as long as you didn't join the faction with the Soviets, you're good to get the achievement. Congratulations, and thanks for watching.